3 months after Melissa closed the door on Matthew and Jenna, my phone lit up at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Matthew's name. My heart didn't race. It sank. What could he possibly want after 5 years of silence? I was about to discover that arrogance, like his father's, doesn't fade. It just gets more desperate. Let me paint you the picture of where we both were at this moment. Vanessa's vision had just landed its biggest contract yet. A boutique hotel chain wanted us to redesign 6 properties across the region. My team had grown to 5 talented designers. We'd been featured in 2 design magazines that month. Melissa had graduated with honors and landed her dream job. We'd just moved into a beautiful townhouse with a garden where I grew honeysuckle. The good kind. The kind that represented new beginnings. Carl's cornerstone? Through industry whispers, I knew they'd lost 4 major contracts in the last 8 months. Employees were posting on social media about toxic management and broken promises. Clients were leaving scathing reviews about missed deadlines and poor communication. The company I'd built from nothing was hemorrhaging money and reputation. And honestly, I felt nothing. Not vindication, not pity. Just peace. They'd made their choices. I'd made mine. If you're rebuilding after being discarded, drop a flexed bicep emoji in the comments. So when Matthew's text appeared on my screen, I wasn't prepared for the sheer, breathtaking audacity. It read, "Hey Vanessa, hope you and Melissa are well. I wanted to reach out because Carl's Cornerstone is going through some transition challenges. We're restructuring and could really use someone with your operational experience. I'd like to offer you a consulting position, $55,000 annually, part-time. It would be great to have you back on the team. We're still family after all. Let me know. M." I read it 3 times. Each time the absurdity grew sharper. $55,000? Part-time. To save the company. Again. The company worth millions when I left it. The company they'd inherited while leaving Melissa and me with nothing. We're still family. That line. That single line made my blood boil in a way the will reading never had. Because it revealed everything. Matthew genuinely believed I should be grateful. Grateful for the crumbs. Grateful to be invited back to fix his mess. Grateful that he was acknowledging my existence at all. What would you text back? Comment below. I want to hear your pettiest responses. Here's what Matthew didn't know, because arrogance blinds you to reality. Vanessa's Vision's revenue that year? $840,000. My personal income? Nearly triple what he was generously offering. That hotel contract alone was worth more than what was left of Carl's Cornerstone. But more than the money, I had something he'd never understand. Respect. My clients called me directly. My team stayed because they wanted to, not because they were trapped. My reputation was built on integrity, not inheritance. I had built something mine, something no one could take away with a signature on a will. And he thought $55,000 part-time was... what? A favor? A generous offer? An olive branch? It was an insult wrapped in entitlement, tied with a bow of delusion. I sat with that text for 2 days. Not because I was considering it. God, no. But because I wanted my response to be perfect. Measured. Devastating. Finally, I typed, "Matthew, thank you for thinking of me. However, I must decline. Vanessa's Vision is currently managing contracts that exceed Carl's Cornerstone's annual revenue by a significant margin. My consulting rate, should I ever offer it, starts at $400 per hour with a 40-hour minimum commitment, which would be $16,000 for a single week of my time. More importantly, you're right that we're family, which is why it's so painful that you and Jenna chose to honor a will that erased Melissa and me, rather than doing what real family does, protecting each other. I've moved on. I suggest you do the same. Best of luck with your transition challenges. Vanessa." I hit send. And then I blocked his number. Because here's what I'd learned. You don't owe explanations to people who never valued you. You don't owe second chances to those who squandered the first. And you definitely don't owe your expertise to people who inherited your work and called it their birthright. If you've ever had to tell someone I've moved on, hit that like button. You know that power. I thought that was the end of it. I really did. Matthew got his answer. I got my closure. Life moved forward. But 5 years later, on an ordinary Thursday afternoon, I was picking up groceries for dinner. Melissa was coming over with her fiancé. Yes, fiancé. Another story for another time. And I was grabbing ingredients for her favorite pasta. I turned down the produce aisle, reaching for tomatoes, when I heard it. That voice. The one I hadn't heard in a decade. Vanessa? I looked up. And there she was. Jenna. Alone. No Matthew. No armor of family loyalty. Just her. And the look on her face? It wasn't arrogance. It wasn't entitlement. It was regret. What she said next, I never saw it coming. What do you think Jenna said? Drop your theories in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And if this story is hitting home, subscribe because part 3 is coming soon, and you need to hear how this ends. Sometimes closure doesn't come from a text message. Sometimes it comes from a chance encounter in the produce aisle. See you soon.